And we're on with Harkon. Um, like I said before, I think it's quite a good character. I think weapon spam is the goal. Melee weapon spam, that is. We're fighting against another Harkon. We could go by this cheap melon. Just for the little bit of... Ooh. I like to go for this Bloodthorn play. And then let's up this. So this way we cleanse away any debuffs we would get from our weapons. And we got a little bit of thorns going as well, and a little bit of healings going as well, a little bit of luck going. Let's see if that gives us the edge. It doesn't look like it. It looks like the poison wins. Let me check real quick. Almost more likely the recovery that won. But now we're already equipped with a decent weapon. That's another big piece of weapon, which we cannot afford, but we should still keep in mind. And let's go for the heater shield. This is not food anymore, right? We are kind of weird build at the moment with our melon and our 2 shields. But it turns out it's enough for this morrow. And we're definitely going to get this piece of haste. Now we just need to start collecting the other weapons pieces. We're a little bit luck dependent here. Melon, double-edged sword against Ashana. We're feeding her mana, but at the same time we're cleansing her frost and her burn. Now what do we get here? We get the cursed idol, which is very interesting. The burn I'm not interested in, and the armor I'm also not interested in. So for the time being, let's just prevent our opponent from healing. Still struggling to find the weapons that we need. And now we also want skulls. But this item is also just good on itself. A lot of the red eggs. Well, this is a piece that we need. Is it even the... Of course it's the other one. Just my luck. For those who wonder why I don't put the rocks in the weapons bag, is because they changed it apparently quite a while ago, that it's only melee weapons and not ranged weapons anymore. So unfortunately you can't trick the game anymore by just filling your bag with a sheer endless amount of rocks. Which is kind of weird since the character still has the rock gimmick. We could go for Gyarados. Requiring quite a bit of mana here. Let's see, do we want to maybe just... This one doesn't really need a speed up. In that case, let's gain more spikes. I think for this fight, having a chance to gain more spikes is important. Turns out it isn't, because he got a club and a sword to peel it. So we're just getting dinked. But Gideons are always going to be a weak spot. I do like myself some more speed. Let's do a little bit of a tiny rebuild here. Speeding up our good parts. I feel like we're unfortunately a little bit weak, or on the weaker side at the moment. We would definitely need some more weapons to alleviate that. And probably at least one endurance item now that we're starting to stack a little bit of speed. And of course a little bit of cleanse can't hurt. And that is interesting. That is a weapon. But let's get a banana for now for our stamina situation. Does this count as a ranged weapon? No, it still counts as a melee weapon. That is annoying. Let's roll one more time since we can. Interesting. The Discordant Harp is a very powerful item. And so is this bag. I think this is not making much of a difference. Let's see if we can. A lot of Ronins we're facing, which is kind of innately strong against us, with the proneness to have shields and spikes against our weapon belts. Looks like we squeaked one in anyway. Drum is fantastic. Blood Rage Axe is also kind of fantastic. Just making all our weapons stronger, or do we get a good weapon? I think upgrading the weapons we have is more interesting. And now it's sort of rebuild time. Because we definitely want to have all our weapons active at the same time. And getting the drum bonus. So how do we facilitate that? And at the same time also get all 3 harp spots used. I think the harp is going to be the most difficult part. Let me see. Let's start with the harp. I think the harp is almost more important than the drum. So I would want to have it something like this, which doesn't leave much for the drum. So maybe we just accept that we can only upgrade 2 of our weapons. And go full on like this. My God. Yeah, there's always a solution. There's always a solution. Now, of course, we have a lot of random bullshit still in our bag. I think we can sell this now. Something like this, maybe. I think I want to have this item sped up the most. We have a little bit of cash now, so we could just get a poison. Yeah, I think this looks good. We're getting a ton of buffs now. We're bleeding our opponent. Got a little bit of cleanse going. And we're starting even to get some skulls. which will alleviate our endurance problem if we ever get one, which by the looks of it we are. Let's see if we can outlast this Gideon. Oh, there was a big crit in there. More invulnerability has never hurt anyone. And neither did a very, very cheap apple. Gonna help us even more with problems of stamina. Looking great. If I had wishes, I would of course wish for more weapon upgrades. I wish for some cleanse, which we just got. And more weapons are also more good. Looking good. Our drum has another weapon attached to it, which is going to make our weapons grow even faster. You never know, maybe we can get it. This piece is great. Another dagger, huh? In this case, we prefer the dagger, I think. There's another skull, which I think I don't need to lean into skulls that hard that I'm gonna save it. It's gonna make building the cursed idol, it's gonna make my back more awkward than it needs to be. My game plan is pretty clear right now. Something that I could do is actually this. Since that way, if we run into endurance problems, now this is finally the item that I actually need. And now the great cleanse items are coming around. This piece is really strong, so I'm going to force it. Do we get the crown as well? Or do we say with this piece we have enough? Cleanse going with the head, the forest spirit. I think we do. I think we have enough cleanse. Very big shielder here. Could spell big problems for us since we can't really break through here. Close, 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 close. And now, of course, also our weapons become more cumbersome. We still need that special sword. I think it's time to say goodbye for the melon. It's just very big, but nothing else. Actually, this way is smarter. And now the question is, Do we go maybe for a bet? We're kind of struggling a bit, I feel like. We have good items, but our backspace is going to become a problem next round. So let's just... Wow, this opponent looks strong. And he's blinding a lot, which is probably the biggest problem for us. Whew. That was a strong opponent. But we managed to once again move up. I don't think this furry tail is going to help us much. A donut could come in very handy here. Gotta make sure we trigger our stuff as fast and as often as possible. Yeah. Does this change anything? I don't think so. It actually does. I mean, it's not much, but it is honest work, if nothing else. Oh, this is the big shield. I don't think we can win this. Plus a lot of stun, and we have 0 stun resistance. I would be very surprised if we can eke this out. We did. Wow. This is interesting enough. I'm not even going to look at the recap. Our Winstreak, surprisingly, is the thing that does the most damage. And for him, his Excalibur... I'm not a fan of Excalibur. I was more afraid of the Brain Squasher. So he missed so many attacks by being out of stamina. That is a true problem that the Excalibur has. That you just sometimes can't hit. The free attack is tempting. Whatever little I generate in form of mana, I could actually... This is cheap enough, and I got a mana outlet. And I produce I could produce a decent amount of mana. Again, this is not much, but it is honest work. And this does not... Oh, this does actually trigger. No, but I can't put it better. Let's see. Very scary looking Morrow. Already got the big blind weapon. But I think we're looking pretty good. 2 chances at winning this. It's an interesting thing to get the Unholy Skull. I feel like the change of the Unholy Skull is kind of interesting. But we cannot really find a better spot for this here, can we now? Unless... probably something like this. And here's another dagger, which is just a strict upgrade. Of course, unless we're fighting shields, then it can be a downgrade. But now I'm questioning myself. Is there a way? No, I don't think there is a way. I really want to push this Burning Water. I mean, I think this is the third time I saw it on sale. And the donut, of course, became a little bit worse. But I think it's fine. Wow. Very strong build from this Moro. Definitely a worthy end boss. Let's look at his Van Oorfish. Don't see the Oarfish every day. I don't think I've ever unlocked. I think it's one of the items I haven't unlocked. Never got lucky enough to get him, even though I've been playing quite a lot of Morrow. Very strong, very cool pet build. Got the highest anchor already. MVP was still a Wolf Strike, and probably our invincibility. And his anchor should definitely put your Writhing Tentacle behind your anchor. There's so much speed you're missing out on. But anyway, that's another 15. Another character done. I would say that was a little bit scary in the beginning, but became much easier in the end. And I think Ronan is going to be our next one. That way we're finishing the top line. And it's a classic fun character for everyone. So see you next time with Ronan.